Hey everybody, we're live. It's What's for Dinner.
Hello.
We're back. We had
We're
a few
back.
day hiatus.
Yeah, we were at church for 3 days of Week of Power. There was so many healings and miracles it was amazing. It was amazing. Something I'll never forget. So,
For those of you who are not in Missouri, we're at James River Church in Springfield, Missouri.
Yep. So we're having dinner, and I set up the crock pot before I left with chicken thighs, ranch packet dressing, and 2 packs of cream cheese and onions. I'm like, what did I do? So this is a small container of organic chicken. Usually I just like the bigger one from Sam's, so it doesn't yield that much, but it's still a good amount. But I am really hungry because I didn't eat lunch.
And how long did you
So I started it late today because I went into the office late. So because of all that church stuff, I started it around 9, and it's 3:15 now. So when I just cooked it on high all day, I turned it to low when I got home.
Okay.
Yep. And then I'll put sour cream on mine and more cheese. And then I warmed up sausage and peppers from earlier in the week. So we have a little bit left. So I warmed some up.
I think that was our last post we did.
It was.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is leftovers from earlier this week.
Yep.
Me.
So.
Okay, question.
Yeah.
Okay, so this stuff you made today, will it cause your blood sugar to spike, metabolically speaking, and then also cause your insulin to spike? So when we talk about metabolic health, we're talking about your body's relationship with insulin and sugar.
Yes. No, it won't. But all this fat in here, you will burn as fat. But if you were to make rice with this or pasta, you are going to halt any kind of fat burning you were going to do, even if it's just a cup or half a cup. You're going to halt all the fat burning you were going to do, and your body's going to have to burn that. You can call it complex carbohydrate. It's still single glucoses attached together. So you still have to break down that sugar, and everything else, all this other fat that I'm about to eat, then would get stored as fat. So if you add carbohydrates, and it doesn't really matter how much, it just matters that you brought in insulin, which halts fat loss. I hope that makes sense.
So basically carbohydrates are sugar.
Yes. And people will say, oh, I eat complex carbohydrates.
Okay.
Well, that's fantastic. It's still simple glucoses attached together, so they still break down as glucose, but you're right, it's complex.
Okay, so they become glucose, which is sugar, and then when it breaks down, your body releases insulin.
And then you stop fat, you stop your fat loss. You stop it, can't do it anymore.
Okay.
Insulin blocks it. Insulin is a fat storage hormone. That is, you just don't want. Now, insulin's great. Type 1 diabetics don't die anymore. That's fantastic because we have we have insulin. But I'm distracted because I see myself in the refrigerator. I see my reflection.
The reflection.
But insulin is great for some people, but not for all of us. It is the root of most modern day diseases, including cancers and stuff. And remember, the last post that I've been harping on, diabetes is a late stage marker. If you get diagnosed with diabetes, you're not at the beginning of your disease. You're at halfway through. You've been sick for at least 10 to 15 years, damaging things. So
wow.
Look at my last few posts and all the things I've given you to look for insulin resistance way ahead of time. Because if you are diagnosed with diabetes, your providers have failed you by not helping you prevent that.
Okay, when you're talking about your posts, you're talking about your Facebook posts because we're
hi,
also on YouTube and Instagram.
Yeah,
yes.
Because my posts are too long to get to Instagram. But you can look at A1C, late marker, diabetes. That's how corporate medicine checks it. Your doctor will not get in trouble if they fail to catch it earlier. That's standard of care. You can do fasting insulin. You want it 3 to 5 and below. You could do the HOMA-IR scale, which you go on Google, HOMA-IR. You plug in your glucose number and you plug in your fasting insulin number, and it will give you a number. Anything above 1 to 2 is mild insulin resistance. 2 to 3, moderate. Anything above 3, severe insulin resistance. You can measure your waist circumference and your height. You can Google that as well. You do not want your waist to be any more than half of your height. So I have a 30 waist. Even if I put in 32 also. And then I'm 5'7". My score is 0.4 or 0.45, depending on if I put my waist in at 30 or 32. You want anything under 0.5. You look at your triglycerides. to your HDL. So you divide triglycerides by HDL and you want 1.5 or below. Those are all excellent markers to figure out. And liver enzymes, look at liver enzymes, excellent markers to see if you are insulin resistant. Just because your fasting glucose is good, or just because your A1C is fine, you need your fasting insulin.
Okay. And that's, so we're talking about sugars and carbs. What about alcohol?
Oh, alcohol is the same thing. Alcohol is going to immediately stop fat breakdown because your body, we don't have a problem with drinking, but your body thinks of it as poison. So it's going to halt everything it's doing to start moving that alcohol, getting rid of it out of your body. And only your liver can process that, like high fructose corn syrup and different things. So it really taxes things.
So it burns, it has to get rid of the alcohol before it can get rid of the carbohydrates. So if you have alcohol on board,
oh yeah,
it's going to burn that off first. It's going to focus on that, and then it will move to the carbs.
Yep.
And then, so all that's getting in the way of the fat burning.
Right. So if we were to have a glass of wine with this, plus some pasta, forget it. You got to burn all the alcohol, and then you got to burn the pasta. And if you're eating pasta and drinking alcohol, you're going to be hungry in 2 or 3 hours. So you're going to be eating again anyway, before it even has time to go start burning off the actual food fat that you ate.
Yeah.
I hope that helps.
Yeah, good stuff.
I wish there was a way we can screenshot the posts, or for YouTube and Instagram. I don't know.
It's all good.
We'll have to figure it out.
What are you guys having for dinner?
Tell us.
Yeah, tell us. Love you guys.
Okay, see ya.
All right, see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.